Good afternoon, everyone. This is Lynda Fernandez, and I am going to present the South Florida Market Intelligence March Madness webinar. For those of you who don't know, South Florida Market Intelligence is a page on our website that we created a few years ago to make sure that all of the research, all of the market intelligence, including the research, the news releases, statistical reports, the market focus videos, and including local, state, national, and international, we're all in one place as a one-stop shop. And so this is the South Florida Market Intelligence page. You can access this directly at sfmarketintel.com or by hovering on the news tab on our website like this, and then you can see in the second column is the South Florida Market Intelligence page. So I'm going to go over a few of the things that are available here. It's very important as real estate agents that you're informed about your market, and not just, I know it's very important as agents for you to know your local market and have very localized data, which I will go into later on, but you should also know what's going on countywide and market-wide so that you know what the trends are. So the first button that we see here is South Florida Market Statistics, and we're working on making this more user-friendly. So in the near future, you will have access not only to the static reports, the PDF reports that are available in a more organized manner, but you will also have a tool that Florida Realtors is working on where you can access the information, segment the information, and basically query and pull the information that you need in a more targeted manner. So you can pull reports by zip code, market area, and then change the various market metrics for the information you seek, price point, which is very important in our market. So the reports that I mentioned, here we put the current month's reports, Miami-Dade, Broward, Palm Beach, Martin, and St. Lucie, anywhere where we have members. On the right-hand side, you can see the quarterly and year-end reports and the archives of previous years. So here's a snapshot from the report for the latest available, which is February 2019, and how they compare to the previous year and the change in comparison. And then when you scroll down, you can see that we offer summary reports and detailed reports. To give you an idea, the summary reports are just a couple pages and give you a quick snapshot of the market. And then when we go to the detailed reports, you obviously get more detail and you get a historical. So as you see here, for example, you can access information for each month, and it gives you the very first line down here, for example, closed sales gives you year-to-date information. So you can track as you go along. This used to not be included in the report. It's a great addition. All the different market metrics, cash sales as a percentage of closed sales, which is a more important metric, gives you a better idea of what's going on in terms of cash versus financing. The median sale price, the average sale price, the dollar volume, median percent of original list price received, median time to contract, median time to sale, new pending sales, new listings, inventory, active listings, and month supply, which is a very important market indicator because it really reflects the demand versus supply. And so if it's under 6 months, it favors sellers, and if it's over 9 months, it favors buyers because there's more supply. And a balanced market offers between 6 and 9 months of inventory. Closed sales by sale price, again, particularly in our current market, price points are very important because we know that in the mid-market and lower price points, there's a lot of demand and insufficient supply, especially in some neighborhoods, and that as the properties get more expensive, there's more supply and less demand, although we're seeing that demand pick up. Medium time to contract by sale price, new listings by initial listing price, inventory by current listing price, and then the distressed property page. So you can see the historical going back to 2015. You can see how the traditional sales are really the great majority of our market. There's hardly any short sales because properties have recovered a lot of equity that they had lost during the downturn, and the foreclosures are at record lows. So going back to the landing page, other reports that I mentioned are the zip code and city reports. So when you go to the quarterly statistical reports, for example, here I'll go to the quarter 4 and year end, these that say city will have each municipality, which is great. We didn't have this for many years, and now it's available, and you can get nearly every market metric for every municipality in the state. And then the ones that say zip do the same thing by zip code. As I mentioned earlier, once we have the interactive tool that Florida Realtors is working on, you will be able to segment this information and pull the information without having to look at the report, and you can do it just for your market area, or the neighborhood that you're looking for, which will be really great. So again, those are all available for all the different counties and include the quarterly and year-end for zip code and city. We don't have the zip code and city on a monthly basis because there wouldn't be sufficient data for those reports to be statistically valid. And back to the landing page. We also work with NAR every year to produce an international report. So there's a local market, the Miami-Dade market. South Florida market is the #1 market for international buyers in the entire United States. We are 54% of the international sales in the state of Florida. So we commission our own report for our members. And on a side note, we do this every year around September. We start collecting the data. It's very important that our members participate because otherwise the report will not be as useful and as valid. So look out for the emails in September asking you to take the survey. It's like a 5-minute survey because it really helps. Even if you don't do international, you should take the survey because it helps us gauge how many members or what percentage of members are doing international versus not. So we have the local report, the one that I just mentioned that we commission NAR to do and work with NAR to produce. We have the Florida report, and then we have the national report. So those are 3 reports that you should be aware of and you should look at. Florida is always the top state in the U.S. for international buyers, and then within Florida, as I mentioned, the Miami MSA or South Florida is the top area in the entire United States for international sales. The reports are available on this page, as you can see, and the latest report, which we put together at the end of last year, we will be releasing this week to the media, and then you will have access to the entire report and to the news release with the highlights. So that brings me to the news releases. We produce a lot of news releases per month. Chris Umpierre, who's our communications director, is the one who writes most of the releases and puts them out, and we get coverage all over the world, which in turn gives exposure to our market and our members, and we get more coverage than probably any other organization, even than the National Association. And this coverage greatly promotes our area, our members, our market, and it's very valuable. It's worth millions of dollars, even though we don't pay that. It's called earned media. So when we put out these releases and we get coverage, it's more valuable than if we were to advertise or spend money on something like that. So this is another benefit of your membership, the fact that we put this out there. And then we put them on our website so you have access to them. And this is a page with the latest news releases, and you can go back years and see the information. And then on this side of the page, you can see we have partnerships with different publications, and we have our chairman column in the Miami Herald. We have a column for the JTHS president in the Palm Beach paper, and we partner with different media outlets and publications. So we post those online as well for you to see, and you can use those. This information with the press releases, again, is very valuable because as real estate agents, you should position yourself as experts for your clients, and you should know what's going on in the market. And you can also use this information to promote your business on social media, in marketing materials, and I'm going to give you more information on marketing materials later on. But it's very useful, easy information. You don't have to look for it yourself. As long as you give the association attribution, you can use it at any time. And it's basically free content that you can use, again, to position yourself as an expert, to help educate your clients on what's going on in the market and help them make better educated decisions. And then as a promotion tool, as I said, with marketing materials and on social media or email, e-newsletters. The second tab here is Miami Market Presentations. You can access this page also if you do miamirealtors.com/market. Again, that's miamirealtors.com/market. And whenever we do a presentation at an event, we partner a lot with the local chambers, with other organizations, with associations internationally, and in our area. We post them here for you to use. Again, you can use this information and just give us attribution. So we have the information, the international research information, the statistical monthly reports, all included in these presentations, and you're welcome to access them and use them as well. Miami in the News is a page that we put together that is a result of the monitoring that we do throughout the month with the same system that I mentioned that we use to do our news releases and to get exposure. And so these are, we don't post them all because it's too many and some of them are redundant, but these are the majority of the articles and information that cover our news. And again, that is local, national, and international. I mentioned before the leader columns. This is the Miami Herald leader column. You can access information here, the PDF version and the web version. This button here is the news release schedule. So if you're wondering, when do we release the statistics every month? It's a different date every month, but we coordinate with the National and State Association, so we all release on the same day, and it's usually the 20-something of the month for the monthly ones. So on March 22nd, we will release the February's existing home sales statistics. So you can come to this page and see what date of the month you will have the statistics, since it does vary. And then there's also the quarterly statistical reports as well. The market focus is a goes out on the first Monday of every month at 11 a.m. And it's also our video. So Chris Ampierre, after he puts out the release, he does a market focus video with a quick recap of the stats that were released that day. And we do it for Miami-Dade, for Broward. We're going to start the JTHS version soon. And it's also a video that you can share with your clients and post on social media. We encourage you to share this. It's available on our Facebook page. If you haven't liked our Facebook page, you should, and you can get this information. You can get notifications and share it as soon as it's available. So the market focus report that I mentioned that is sent out on the first Monday of every month includes this market focus video, as well as a compilation of all the news releases that were sent out that month, with prioritizing all the statistical ones. It has the Miami in the News. We include who's covering our news by country and by state, and any other newsworthy information. We also started doing a commercial one now that we have commercial stats to share. And that's what market focus is. It's basically anything related to the market. And then on the right-hand side, whenever we have something going on, a couple years ago, maybe 3 years ago, we started getting negative media attention saying that there was another bubble with the new construction market. So we had an event called The Real State of the Real Estate Market that was very well attended by many of you. And we put together a campaign with like positive information about the market. And that's what this is. So whenever there's not going on, we put together flyers, market presentations, news releases, and other resources so that you can help counter negative media attention. And we do the same with our press releases and reach out when there's an error. So that's another way that we work to protect the market and to make sure that the information that gets out there is accurate, and that any negative information that is not accurate is countered by us. And you can help us do that by staying informed and sharing the information with your clients. And then, as I said, this South Florida Market Intelligence page includes information, direct links to NAR's research page, to NAR statistical page, and Florida Realtors, so that you can come, as I said, to one place and access everything. And I'll mention that if you see something that's missing, or you find something along the way where you think it would be good for us to include, this is a work in progress, so just reach out to me and let me know. I'll mention now, and I'll mention it at the end again. If you come to the South Florida Market Intelligence page, in this area right here, you can see my information, Lynda Fernandez, and my email address is Lynda with a Y, so Lynda at miamitre.com. And you're welcome to email me with questions or suggestions. We also link out to other reports that are of interest, local economic indicators, facts and figures from the Beacon Council, the Economic Development Agency for the different counties, research by the University of Florida, the Miami-Dade Business and Economy section for the county, the Bureau of Labor Statistics, and different reports that are useful to you throughout the year. And down here we include the partner publications that I mentioned that we've partnered with. So the Miami Herald, Brazil USA, Miami Today, and those also may include discounted rates for you as Miami members that we negotiate to give you less expensive ways to advertise. So that's pretty much it for South Florida Market Intelligence. Again, it's a compilation of everything local, state, and national, the news releases, the market statistics, the research, the market focus report. All of this you can use with your clients and with your contacts, and it's a great way to help spread the word, and again, to make other people see you as that expert and go-to source of information, which is what the association has become for the media. And there are many markets where associations are not known as the go-to source, and they have to compete with other sources, and the media quotes other sources, and your association is firmly seen as the go-to source and as a responsive source and as a very reputable organization by the media. I mentioned before, as far as marketing materials, there's a lot of materials that we put together for you that you can co-brand. And I'm going to quickly go to that. So all you have to put in is miamirealtors.com/co-brand. And you can have access to these marketing materials that you can also use with your clients. And I mentioned before that there's ways that you can put out positive, accurate information. So these top reasons to visit and buy in Miami flyers, you can co-brand with your logo and information, and they're available in different languages. Some of them, we update them as we use them for foreign events. but the majority of them are available in English and Spanish and for all the counties, and they list all of the reasons to visit and buy in those markets. So that's very valuable information with your clients here, or if you're going to an event abroad, it would also be very useful. We also have this Miami, a top ranking city, and we have it for Broward and Palm Beach also. And so this is something that Chris and Pierre works on throughout the year and updates it. And it's basically the rankings and facts about our market. So, you know, top market for international buyers, cleanest city in America, you know, information about our lifestyle, about our restaurants, tourism, one of the top places for millennials, for startups, that kind of thing. That's all available there, and it's also very useful for you to use, whether it's with your clients on social media, you know, newsletters, anything that you can think of. And these are some of the other marketing materials that you can co-brand, which I'm sure many of you are familiar with. The Connecting Global Markets International Referral Network shows you all the markets that we're connected to. We have, this actually needs to be updated. We currently have over 210 foreign partners, and we were recently at MIPIM in Cannes. That's the largest real estate show in the world, and along with the National Association of Realtors and some other local associations, we exhibited there. And we signed 6 new agreements with foreign partners all over the world, including Indonesia, Bulgaria, India, the FIAPSI Americas chapter, and a couple more. So we're always looking for these partnerships and ties to other markets that further help promote our market and our members. And when we promote the partnership and we identify ways to collaborate, it benefits you sometimes even indirectly where you don't realize it. So the South Florida Market Intel Flyer is an advertisement that we did for the Invest Miami publications. Now they also have Invest Broward and Palm Beach. And this basically is an ad for the fact that we are the source of information for statistics and for research for our market. These are additional flyers that you can use internationally or locally, and it includes a lot of that same information that I mentioned, economic development information about the local market, you know, employment information, facts and rankings. The Miami-Dade School Choices Flyer and International School Choices are also great for your marketing presentations or listing presentations because it includes information about schools, which is one of the top things that buyers look for when buying a home. And then this little Miami International magazine we put together for the international expos that we do every year around the world. And once we take it to the events, and it includes the contact information for the association and for the chairman of the board and the president. Once we post it online, we've removed that information, so you can also add your marketing information and brand these and use them as you wish. They are dated because we update the market information. So, you know, and we produce them in the language or have it translated in the language of the country where we're, excuse me, holding the event. But, excuse me, but so they're not available in all the languages, updated every time, but as we use them, we make them available. If you see one or you're going somewhere and you don't see the information online, feel free to send me an email. Sometimes there's something we can give you and then you can have it translated and it's more updated. And these are the Miami and the rankings flyers for the different counties. And those are the things I wanted to highlight because it's what makes most sense for what we're covering today. But there's more stuff on this page, so you should definitely go to miamirealtors.com/co-brand and take a look because there's a lot of things that you can use where you don't have to create the information or the graphics yourself. So I think that is it for me. We have about 5 more minutes. I don't know if you guys have any questions. Oh, I have a question. It says, is there a way to know where the buyers are coming from on a specific area or zip code? So that's a great question, and one that I would love to have valid information for. We did add a field to the MLS a few years ago, and although it's a mandatory field, you can still choose withheld or unknown. So we did not have for a long time enough information to pull valid statistical data, something that's statistically valid, because a lot of the members, the majority of the members, were choosing withheld or unknown. So right now, even though the data is there, and I hope to have it available at some point in the future, it's not currently available, but we are working on it. So once that information is valid and all of the members, and as a reminder, anyone who's listening or any of your contacts, you really should go the extra step and find out where your buyer's from and put it in there, because it really will help us not just with foreign buyers, but with now with the new tax laws, a lot of the high tax burden states coming to Florida. It would help us see those trends, and it's very important for us and for you as definitely as our members and as the agents, but also all of the statistical information that's made available gives us more promotion. When we send it out to the media, like we do a release on who's searching our properties, and that is available by country and by state and by city, and we do put press releases out on a regular basis, and that gets a lot of coverage from the media. You know, they really want to know where they're coming from, and when that happens, you get more. Our market gets more coverage, and you get more business. So it's very important. So currently available, we do have the search statistics from Realtor.com and the ones from our website, from our search. And in the near future, I hope at some point to have the statistical data from the MLS for closed sales once we have enough data in that field. Any other questions? Okay, I don't think so. So just wanted to go back to the page one more time, to the South Florida Market Intelligence page. The link for that is sfmarketintel.com, or you can hover over the news tab on our website and go to South Florida Market Intelligence on the second column. And my information, again, is Lynda Fernandez. My email address is Lynda, Lynda, at miamitrainers.com. And you have my phone number there as well, 305-468-7040. Again, feel free to reach out at any time with suggestions or questions. Thank you so much for being a Miami member and for joining me today.